Hello and welcome to That British Homestead. My name's Nick and today we're going to be doing a May allotment tour. I can't believe we've got it all the way to May. It is very exciting, but before we begin we've got one thing we've got to be doing. So it's that time of year where we're going to be plotting things out and we're going to be hardening things off. So these are all my squashes for the entire year, and I'm very proud of them. Well, not all of them, I've got some at home still. I tell you, it's so much easier to have things at home than it is here taking them in and out. So these are going to go in probably next weekend. Next weekend is a bank holiday weekend, which is very exciting. So we're going to come down here and we're going to plant probably both halves of the allotment. So that side we're going to be doing squash, I'll show you when we get here, and this side that goes all the way along to the chicken coop, we're going to be putting all of our tomatoes in. I've been religiously taking them out and hardening them off, and I'm getting to the point where they're going to be overnight, which is very exciting. I'm choosing days like this where it is a little bit overcast so that they get a little bit of shade. These bad boys, I'm going to go ahead and throw some frost cloth on them just so that they aren't too frost tender. So let's see what we've got in store for us today. Okay, so here you can see that it's Jasmine's little area. Jasmine's got tons and tons of flowers. You can see that lots of them are getting to the point where the actual flower is dying back. But just behind the flower here, they actually have a seed. Well, it's an ovary, isn't it? That's full of seeds. I'm going to let them go ahead and do their thing, become really brittle, and I'll scatter the seeds about. But you can see that there are lots and lots of different flowers that are looking amazing. We are getting some damage. I'll bring you over and show you. We are getting some damage from pests. As you can see, and the damage is just there. So something is eating it. I'm thinking it's a rabbit. So we're getting quite a lot of things like that have been damaged. I'm not 100% sure why. I think it is rabbits. I think I know where they're coming through. So hopefully that's put it to a stop. If it's not rabbits, can you let me know down below? Because I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't done a lot of tulip growing, but something is just chewing all the way through the stems, as you can see. I thought maybe it was slugs or snails, I wasn't too sure, but they're chewing off the tops of the tulips, like almost the whole way through, as you can see, which is very worrying because, well, I wanted the tulips, you see what I mean? So I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm hoping that it's just something that's solvable. Things like this, where these tulips are up more, these are absolutely fine. So I wonder if it is rabbits. They've also, show you this quickly, in Jasmine's area, they're also eating the lilies, have pretty much been eaten, and now I'm assuming that they're the same thing. I might be wrong, so I'm assuming they're the same thing, but they're eating the tops of my dahlias. So they did have dahlia flowers on, and obviously they're not there anymore. And there's no other damage to them. I grew these last year and didn't have an issue. So I wonder why that is. If you know, let me know down below. Okay, so this bed, there we go. So this bed here is another garlic and onion bed. The issue I'm having here, I think, is rabbits. So there are several little places round about this area that I've got massive damage. So I'm thinking it's rabbits again. Not sure. I've seen a lot of slugs on this particular bed. I'll bring you over so you can have a little look. So as you can see here, there's absolutely tons of damage. There is more damage across here. Now I've seen more slugs. There's a slug there, look. I've seen more slugs on this particular bed than I have any other bed. So I wonder if it's slugs or if it is rabbits, I'm not too sure. So I'm not seeing any telltale droppings, but I am seeing a lot of slugs, so I'm going to go ahead and put a beer trap there probably today, whilst I have something left to save. Which is really funny because you think it would be the root stout bed. Everyone says, oh, you're doing root stout, you're going to get tons of slugs. And I've done the typical horse manure and I've got loads of damage there. So it could be just because of the way it's situated or whatever. That one's nearer traffic, or maybe it has more garlic in it, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's have a little look here. This is another root stout bed. This one is potatoes. You can see the potatoes are slowly making their way through, and what we just do is we just cover them up again just to be annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for these all to pop their little heads through, and exactly the same as that, I'm just going to go ahead and grab some of this mulch and stick it over the top. Okay, that's fine for potatoes. I do them a deep mulch, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm trying not to walk on this bed because I don't know where the potatoes are. Okay, so I'm going to wait for them. So I'm going to wait for them to pop their little heads up through the substrate. Okay, so this bed here is our bean bed. As you can see, we've got broad beans. There's no need for them to have the actual netting on, but lots of them are flowering, which is super exciting. As you can see, if I go under here, you've got loads of flowers going ahead and growing on them. Some of them are starting to go a little bit grim, and that's the bean developing underneath it. As you can see here, you've got your flowers, and where they start going really grim like this, underneath will be the little pea, as you can see there. Little pea, a little bean even. And then once they start developing, what you do is you break off the tops. I'll show you. So here you've got the little growth bit here, as you can see. When the bottom beans are starting to develop, all you do is go ahead and pull that off, and it stops all the black fly, because these are black fly magnets. A little tipette for you there. Another thing that I've done is I've done some peas. As you can see, they've been absolutely savaged by the slugs, so I've gone ahead and put a beer trap in there already. Lots of alcoholic marinated slugs and snails, which is just absolutely fabulous. Before I move you back up, you can see what I mean. Here are some more beans. You can see how the flowers have gone black, and that is the beans developing underneath, which is very exciting. Here as well, there's been some slug damage on here. Is the time of year. Unless it gets too bad, I try to just like let live. When it gets like this, I'm going to go ahead and do something about it. Tons of snails, because it's April. Well, it's just past April and there's a lot of rain, you know, April showers. So as you can see, there's loads of peas underneath there. Let's give it a little bit of a peek. There's tons of peas that I planted out when it was really cold. They've had snow, they've had all sorts on them, but they've done really well to overwinter. This year was a super difficult year to overwinter, so yeah. A carrot bed. I'll let you have a little sneaky peek. I don't think, look, there's some tiny little carrots just popping up, but we're going to still leave the frost cloth on because, well, there's a whole host of reasons to not uncover a carrot bed. You've got carrot fly, you've got rabbits, you've got the fact that a fox will just dig it up. So we're going to leave that covered up for a little while until they get a bit more established. Now, this little bed here, this was a carrot bed last year, so this compost is about a year old. As you can see, it's really well broken down, looks absolutely fabulous. When you see no dig beds, this is what you kind of see, so it looks absolutely amazing. We've got onions all the way in the middle, so we've got onions in the middle here. We've got radishes around the outside. that in the cage that looks like it's on a timeout there, that is kohlrabi, and then you've got shallots all the way along here. I love shallots. They're really great because they split into many different bulbs. I feel like I'm getting greedy with them, so you don't get one bulb. And over here in the corner we have whole rows of beetroot. Okay, love beetroots, it's really exciting. And on the far side I have some more lettuces, which is good. Lettuce and carrots really lend themselves well to this type of bed. Onions do really well because it doesn't have the black plastic confining it. I am thinking that I'm going to go ahead and do a more of this method in the future because I find it so diverse. You can go and interplant this as well. As you can see, some of the onions haven't taken off for whatever reason, so I've gone ahead and put things in there. Now around the outside of this particular bed I have put mushrooms, which is very exciting, I do know. So hopefully they're going to go ahead and grow. They are great oyster mushrooms. I'm growing them in a substrate, which is a fancy word for stuff, and the substrate I'm using is wood chips because I get it for free. Always use something that's free. Free is better than any other price, obviously. Here is a very exciting harvest for us. This is rhubarb. We do go ahead and eat a lot of rhubarb, so it is quite exciting. This is a deep mulch method that we're growing. This is very deep. This is like a foot deep of mulch, but obviously bindweed has no bounds. I do come through and I spend about an hour or two a week going ahead and weeding my no-dig beds. So no-dig doesn't mean no weeds, okay? It reduces the weeds. I have nothing but bindweed and stinging nettles, which is very good here. Some of it's still got the couch grass, but like it is massively reduced compared to a dig bed, okay? But this is still a major problem that I have to contend with. I have weeded this bed, but you can see that there are little bits of bindweed that are poking their way through. That is a tomorrow problem. Now, as you can see here, this is a very important harvest for us. It's our raspberries. I'm sure you, like me, love J2O, so we're going to go ahead and make some apple and raspberry J2Os. This is all raspberries. Some of them aren't coming through, they're all coming through at different rates, but they are all raspberries. Very exciting harvest for us. We get tons and tons of raspberries. Here is a blackcurrant. There's more blackcurrants here than I know what to do with, but I will be making them into jam this year. I made cordial last year with Ribena, which was great, but I'm going to go ahead and make jam out of it because we eat a lot of jam in our porridge. And that kind of goes back and like reiterates, whatever you're eating, make sure that you are growing. We eat a lot of jam in porridge. We eat quite a bit of porridge, especially now in the spring, probably less in the summer, and the porridge that we eat with jam, so we like having homemade jam, so I want to make that a priority when it comes to harvesting, which is very exciting. Another thing that's really good for harvesting and jam is this behind me. Do you see this tayberry bush? This is a tayberry bush. It's already got flowers on it, which is very exciting. Now this tayberry bush, it is awesome for jam making. It probably makes the best jam that I have. The one that everybody wants to eat beyond strawberry jam is the tayberry jam. Now I absolutely love tayberries. They taste fab. They're probably the best harvest here on the allotment, but why I hate tayberries, or why I hate harvesting tayberries, is because the wasps love this. So I'm hoping coming down really super early in the morning, I'm going to go ahead and put a cooler in my car with a load of ice in it, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the tayberries before the wasps wake up, hopefully, because I absolutely hate competing for wasps, because it's not a competition, is it? They win, because I'm terrified of getting stung. So we come to probably the most unsuccessful part of the allotment so far. As you can see, I've shown you a lot of things like this is great, this is great, this is great, and you're like, oh, she's such a good gardener. Waffle, right? I'll show you some bits that I'm not very good at. Come with me. So this was all cabbages. I believe I have 1 or 2 cabbages that are growing. I will show you. Bear with me. I'm going to drag you over here. So, whoops. It was a very difficult year last year. Waffle, waffle, waffle excuses. And my 1 cabbage is there. Do you see it? It's very impressive. I'm very well done, cabbage. Now, all seriousness, it was a difficult year last year, so if you've lost a load of crops, then you've started in the worst year, so well done for that. I was awful this year too. I've lost loads of peas, beans and cabbages that I overwintered, but that is the gamble that you take overwintering anything, and I've learnt so much. I would rather lose a load of stuff but learn something than... Well, actually, no, I'd like the stuff too. But you get my drift, okay? I learned something which is very exciting. I also learned, which I never knew, right, and you might not know, but rainbow radishes overwinter, even when it snows on them. Who knew? Who knew? So all of this stuff here, I've got some volunteer poppies. I will be keeping those volunteer poppies. I love flowers, so that'll be very exciting for me. And especially as I don't think I've ever grown poppies over here. I think one volunteered, a red one, but I've never grown them, so that is very exciting. Okay, so this is our second allotment. Down here we have all of our herbs. So we have mysterious herb that I forgot what it's called. That one here, I think it starts with M, but who knows. We have a rose, which I know is not a herb, but I do like rose hips. We're actually eating rose hip jam at the moment, which is very exciting. We have red vein sorrel. Whatever's been eating it has stopped. Very exciting. We have grapevine here. This doesn't seem to be flowering this year. No, it's not. However, it does have the leaves, so I might be making something with grape leaves. Exciting stuff. All of these are my daffies. The daffies are looking amazing. Got some sweet peas periodically pointed about because we've got to feed those bees, and also I like chopped flowers. Here, as you can see, if you have the time, look at my time. So there's time there, which is really exciting. This was 1 bush and I chopped it into 2, and now I have 2, which is very exciting. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's very exciting. Right, so here we have sage. It's starting to flower, which is, I assume, awesome. I'm going to grow some more sage this year. This is thyme. I grew that from twig, which is very exciting. The garlic, I don't think garlic has such an issue with what's it called, with slugs and snails. It seems to be really good on that front, which is exciting because I think if I incorporate more onions into my garlic beds, I won't have such an issue with slugs and snails, which is good because I like to not do anything. We all like to have easy life, don't we? Now, this whole entire bed that you can see behind me, that is where my squash is going to be planted out. I'm going to probably do that next weekend, which is very, very exciting, I do know. The next thing I've got here, this is a Jerusalem artichoke bed, which is all the way along. Please make more noise. Which is all the way along there. It's very, very exciting. Jerusalem artichokes are awesome. They are a really abundant harvest. I think of them as a perennial, but apparently they're an annual. But they're a little bit like a perennial, or how potatoes are perennial, right? You plant 1 bed of potatoes, you have potatoes for life. This here is a blackcurrant bush here. Ta-da! I grew that from twig, which is very exciting, I do know. Here we have another rhubarb. Rhubarb's a super important harvest for us. We eat a lot of rhubarb. I love rhubarb crumbles, rhubarb jam, you name it. At the moment we're on the rhubarb jam as well. You can tell we're very jammy this time of year. I might make some scones later today and have rhubarb jam with them, which is very exciting. Here we have some peonies. As you can see, the peonies, they're doing their thing. I find them like absolutely gorgeous plants. Hopefully I'm going to have lots this year. Jasmine kind of destroyed them last year, and there was like weeds up until here, so they are on a better sort of go at it. As you can see, all the docks are back with vengeance, so I'll have to come and cut them out. I have lost my knife, so This is potatoes. You can see that I need to do weeding here, do about an hour of weeding here and next door. There are chickens there, say hello chickens. That is willow and cherry, and at the back is, I can't see through the netting, holly. Very exciting. Okay, so all of these, we're going to do exactly the same thing, wait for them to come through, and then dollop a load of stuff on their heads. So we're going to keep doing that because we're horrible. Biggest improvement is the orchard. Look, don't look there. Look at all the weedlessness. Okay, so I went through and weeded this. It was probably the worst experience of my life because it was stinging my hands. I've done this bed and I've done this bed. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to grow in these beds yet. Like I told you, all of the squashes that we need this year will be up there. Not sure what's going to go here. Probably beans. Who knows? Oh, or sweet potatoes. I've got sweet potatoes going. There's probably 2 beds of sweet potatoes will be fab. So I need somewhere to put them. This is our peach tree. I think all the peach blossoms fell off. I covered it with frost cloth and I think that was a really bad idea. It's also got this weird leaf thing. Look, why has it got a weird leaf thing? I think it's called leaf curl, and it's probably something that's going to kill my peach tree. If you grow peaches and have any idea why it does this, please let me know down below. So this here, as you can see, look at them. This here is a no-dig bed that I did yesterday. It's very exciting. It's also an incredibly weird shape, but it is what it is. It is coarse manure over cardboard, which is very exciting. I've really watered it to death because I've put beans in there. So this is full of French beans. So we're going to have lots of French beans. This is the orchard. Well, not that, it's top of a greenhouse. I'm still going to do something with that. I'm just not sure what. That is the last bit of stinging nettles. I hate you stinging nettles that are there. Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and clear that probably in the next few days. And I'm going to show you how wonderful this part of the allotment has become. So this is a piece of mysterious plastic. As you can see, there was an apple tree there, but I got rid of it because it was dead. This is a plum tree. I think this is the best tree that I've grown. It is absolutely, I grew this from twig, right? And it actually looks kind of treey. It's like if I told you that's a tree, you'd be like, I can see it has potential to be a tree one day. This one's not too bad actually. This is an apple. Oh my goodness, it has flowers on it. That's a game changer. This is my favourite tree. I take it all back. So I couldn't believe that. I don't think it's going to produce if it produces a single apple, blow me down. Right, I'll be so staggeringly shocked. This here is a bucket of stinging nettles. There is a stinging nettle there. Honestly, this whole side here was just full of stinging nettles all the way around. So this is very impressive. As you see, there's some stinging nettles just poking up. They're the farmer's stinging nettles. They're not mine. Go back over that side. This is a very deeply impressive tree. I don't know what happened to all of its leaves. It was probably eaten by a rabbit. This is what they looked like last year. I did accidentally snap the top off of it, but you can see that it's not really doing very well. And then this one is an older tree. I'm very impressed. Well done. Do better. This here, woo, this is like so rocky, look. Woo. Okay, so this here is potatoes. These are younger potatoes than, say, those ones or the ones over there. I only did these a little while ago. You can look back at videos and watch me do that if you want. This is my success story of cabbages. Well done me. So as you can see, there are actual fully formed cabbages here, which is very exciting. They're all different ages. So this was full of cabbages and it was completely squished by the snow. And as you can see, it is amazing. We have some volunteer garlics as well. This is my garlic bed from last year. And as you can see, they're doing really well. I'm really proud of them. I believe that they're all conical shaped cabbages. So here, these are either April or greyhounds all the way along there. There's also some more cabbages here. I have a sneaking there's a really deep hole there. Sorry, I have a sneaking suspicion that this one's a red cabbage, but I'm not sure. But it's very exciting. It's exciting stuff. So this is a empty bed. As you can see, last year I believe I did corn there. As you can see, it's all broken down quite nicely now. It looked horrendous before. But yeah, I did corn here. I'm not doing corn over the allotment this year. I'm going to do it at home. I'm going to be doing corn at home is the basics. Is the corn doesn't do very well over here because of the rodents. So I'm going to go ahead and do it at home where I know it's going free bed. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with that. I say free, but I think that's a cabbage and that's a cabbage over there. I'm going to move them underneath here probably today so I remember. Here is a absolutely fabulous bed. As you can see, it hasn't fallen down at all. I did this yesterday. And under this fabulous bed is some more cabbages. I've kind of gone all out on the cabbages. See, that looks so much better, doesn't it? Yay me. This one, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't do a very good job at securing that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today. This has still got to be left to be done. I'm going to probably turn this into potatoes along here. Yeah, they're fine. The trees are absolutely fine. They don't really do very much, do they? But it was flowering, which was very exciting. Here I've actually put in some flowers, so I thought it'd be nice if they draped around. I've put some down the side where the strawberries have failed, and they're just looking good. Like, what more do you want from it? It is a strawberry planter. I need more of them though. Right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And if you haven't done already, please subscribe. See you next time. Okay, so as you can see, this is more garlic. I don't know if you've noticed, but I really like garlic. Garlic doesn't seem to have... No! Are you okay? Ugh. Face first into manure, dude. That's gross. Hello, sorry about that. I actually dropped the old camera into the horse manure. It's gross. So I'm gonna go sort that out, but let's carry on my phone because I decided to do something today, so I'm gonna do it.